Okay, so taking a look for the beginning of this week, we have FOMC this week. We are looking for a bounce right now currently for Bitcoin out of here. Higher high, higher low is kind of required at this point. But looking at the NASDAQ has held up relatively well today, considering, Bitcoin's rollover over the weekend. Okay, we have created a CME gap above us, so be aware of that. So that can be a nice target for us to come back up to in the future. Doesn't mean it's going to happen now. Doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. It's just something that typically gets closed. Okay, so a nice gap to the upside, suggesting that we could possibly come back for eventually. Okay, doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen though. So be aware of that's on the table for price action. Okay. Did we just get news? Because Bitcoin's pumping a little bit, not much, but a little bit. No news. Okay. Also, so we have CME gap above us looking for a double bottom here. What we really are looking for today on BTC, and we haven't got it as of yet, is the sweep of the lows and continuation up. Okay. Will we get it? Hard to say. This is just very choppy, not friendly price action. Okay. Very, very, very cruel price action. Okay. Gonna wreck you. If you're just taking quick scalps in here, it will wreck you. I'm down a little bit today, so be aware that this can be detrimental to your trading account. Just trading in and out of this thing has been very difficult for me. I don't know if any of you guys are doing it, but it's not a easy ride. Let's leave it at that. It's pretty painful if you know what I mean. It's not like, the problem is it's not fast price action, so it's gonna be difficult to navigate a lot of the time. And when it's like that, it's not a fun scalping adventure. Looking at some other things that we have been monitoring quite well in the group here is that we're monitoring Total 3. And I think Total 3 looks like absolute dog poop. Okay, so we were talking about this too, is how we haven't mitigated this high. And that's going to be critical for us to see higher prices here on altcoins and on Bitcoin. There's a couple of outliers that we also talk about here that have held price up quite well in respect to, everything else going on. Okay, so, and that is SUI. SUI is holding up. I gave you guys my levels for yesterday. Okay, levels yesterday, and we came down perfectly and tapped 317 and then bounced. Okay. We had an alert here, and then I let you guys know. We also had our 3 levels that we were interested in. When you're looking for this trade, okay, very, very simple. You're waiting for this higher low, okay? Just like we talked about on the TIA trade, we are waiting for the higher low. Okay, so I keep updating you on TIA. We broke the trend line. We have double bottom here. I just want to see a higher low. That's it. Right, so as we break down here, we want to see a reclaim of 245 and a higher low and continuation out. If we do not see that, we do not take the trade. There is no trade on TIA. We have critical targets above us, but it's that simple. 15-minute structure, candle close above the high here, right? And then you're looking for the retrace and back in, okay? So there was no trade on that one, but there has been a couple of things for opportunities. Solana, we said 140 must hold, okay? 140 is holding. We're actually in a 786 bounce level, I do believe, right now, which is holding up. Yes, okay, so we are bouncing off 786. Not necessarily the best spot for a bounce, but we do have this massive volume node all the way down to 140 Solana. So looking for the bounce out of here. What are we looking for on Solana? The exact same thing, guys. The exact same thing, meaning we want a mitigation of the high, and we look for a retracement, then we can get long. Not until then. You always want to be prepared. We are getting a little bit of bottoming structure right now, right? 3 drives, straight down, bullish divergence, right? Not to say this can't bounce from here, but at least taking this high here, okay? You take that high there, we can look for a continuation trade there, okay? And that's how I'm preparing. And that's how you should prepare. Now, looking at Bitcoin, we did a top-down analysis for everybody this morning. But Bitcoin, trying to bounce, right? It's trying to get out of here. So we'll see if it does want to bounce. We are looking for the sweep of the lows right now. Now, understanding that is cool, but what is going on with the macro? We keep going back to the macro in order to make sure that we're prepared overall, okay? So how are we prepared overall? Well, if we know how to use our volume levels, right? And we understand the shelves of volume that I teach you guys. Right? We have like this last stand right here. We're just drawing out the volume shelf. You know, we can see where the volume really picks up, right? In here and here, and then in here and here, right? We can see where the volume is holding, right? And where we're looking to rotate to if it's going to happen, kind of deal. Okay? We are getting a little bounce on Bitcoin right now, but I'm not trading for the rest of the day. I'm pretty sure I'm done with this price action. I can check it for you guys though as we're going here. But yeah, double bottom, bull divs throughout here. Want to see the sweep of the low coming into VWAP right now. Mitigation of this high, we can potentially look for a higher low. So we'll wait for that. But looking at Bitcoin right now, so we understand that we must hold 93. You know, we can wick down lower here, but if we're going to continue, we must hold 93. 93 is our line in the sand. We never came for our 98 level, but we definitely came for our golden pocket retracement level. So when looking at this, we can say that, hey, we have hit our golden pocket. We've rejected off of that golden pocket. We are coming back down to retest the range into a nice order block and looking for a continuation back out. The good sign as well is that we are holding the lows of this range. We can see here, we are just making higher lows all the way up. So we are holding. That's why we said we are not flipping to dropping to that 88 level, which is our key level if we're going to roll over, until this is lost. Okay? Right now we are range bound. Fun times. Range bound in FOMC week means choppiness. Okay? So we look to chop within here, and we look to hold. I would say holding this low on like an hourly close. If we go down here and wick down and close at 15, but we come back up, that's bullish. Okay? Just like we were looking for on the weekend, a retest of previous highs. We got it, then it rolled over, and it came into our golden pocket, then it rolled over, and it came into our order block, and it rolled over. There was no reason to take a long, and you should have been short from down in here. Obviously, weekend price action, you don't touch that. I don't touch it. You guys should enjoy your weekends. However, there are some opportunities. I'm not saying there isn't, but you guys should be enjoying your weekends. That's why we trade, right? And the weekends are highly manipulated, so be well aware of that. That's why I typically stay away. Okay, so now looking at our weekly candle close, I really didn't like this at all. Very, very ugly candle. Still bullish, but very ugly. So if we come down below and we sweep and then bounce and then close this candle positive for the next week, it's going to be interesting. The FOMC and what Jerome Powell says tomorrow or Wednesday is going to be really our best indicator of what's to come. Okay. I don't expect us to have an interest rate cut. We're expecting cuts later on in a couple months. So sell in May, this would be our sell in May candle. and go away is very much still on the table. However, I do believe this cycle has been Trumpified. So we've been Trumpified to the downside. Now we're trying to get back to where we were trading from before, and we'll see if we can continue. Okay, I'm not flipping bearish yet until we mitigate that low that I just talked about down here with an hourly candle close. Then and only then are we looking for an ABC correction, meaning we're looking for this thing to come down, bounce up, and then we are favoring shorts here. On this high here, we are favoring shorts to the downside for swing trades. If we fail to do that, if we fail to take this low, we are still looking for continuation trades to the upside. Okay? So be prepared either way. Looking at Market Cipher, our daily has reset. Market Cipher looks really good today, right? Because of the weekend correction, it looks really good today. Yes, we are rolling over a little bit on our daily, but what I watch is because we are bullish, money flow crossing over, bullish momentum to the upside in an uptrend on the daily. I look for the VWAP to reset below here and give us positive posturing to the upside. When it starts to do this to the upside, for me, it's a warning sign that, hey, man, this thing can start to roll and we can come back up, right? If you look at the VWAP coming to the upside over here, right there's one, right there's one, and right there's one, even though this is in a downtrend, most of it, right? But it gives you that front run to the up move. You see that? You get the front run to the up move, the front run to the up move, and the front run to the up move. So if we get a front run to the up move, that's something that I watch. Okay, so you guys should watch that as well. We have made a new high right now. Let's see if this candle closes above. We only have 10 seconds on this candle. A nice push off the VWAP up to VWAP here. Nice push for Bitcoin. Chop in the range, man. Chop in the range. Going over to the others dominance. Okay, others dominance has tried to reclaim on the weekend. So it reclaimed, my alarm went off, but it didn't close above here. So trying to get at that 8% for others is going to be critical. Hasn't done it yet. Okay. Hasn't done it yet. So maybe you want to set it. This is everything excluding the top 10. This is more for altcoins. Okay. So we're prepared. Same with Total 3 getting back up above $850 billion market cap. Okay. Those are the things I'm watching. If we look at USDT dominance, we are looking for a rejection. What time frame was that on the VWAP turn up on Market Cipher B? That was the daily. USDT dominance here. Okay, so it's currently trying to put in a higher high. It did not close here on like a 4-hour. But for me, the resistance here is this 5.25%. Okay, so as long as we stay under this, we look for rejections down, and that's bullish. If we are to hold and reclaim these highs, these lows, this low, right? If we are to reclaim and hold, it could be very bearish. Okay, we could be looking for a full retracement up to the highs into these levels up here, which would be pretty detrimental to BTC and altcoins. Okay. So be aware of that. Overall, we're in a downtrend here. We have mitigated the low here. This should just be assumed to be a lower high continuation trade down. Okay. Target 450. We'll see if we get there. Going over to our Russell, which is basically our micro caps in the stock market. Okay, we're looking for expansion in the Russell. We did get a little bit of expansion with the Trump pump. Okay, and then we obviously have dumped since. So reclaiming this green box and holding the green box is bullish in my opinion. We have massive levels of support in here. And this would be bullish for more risk on assets, meaning people, buying the dip, reallocating into things that they think will do well under Trump and yada, yada, yada. So that's something I'm also monitoring for us as well. So there is signs to be hopeful and bullish, but there's also signs to be aware that, hey, this is still a lower high and we could be still looking to roll over. So be prepared for that as well. Bitcoin dominance. Target still remains the 786 at 66 point whatever 2%. This thing is a rocket ship, man. Look at this thing. It's just going vertical. Okay, there's no signs in cooling off. So expect everything to trade very similarly to Bitcoin. That's what this tells me. And to assume that if Bitcoin's going down, everything else is going down, and assume that if Bitcoin's ripping, then alts will lag but follow eventually. Okay. So that's my ideas on the macro right now. Obviously, FOMC is going to be a big part in what happens going forward. Whatever this guy says, kind of goes. So be prepared for that. And hopefully that is a good update for everyone.